Hi there folks, welcome to another Match Fishing Adventures, and I'm back up at Redwood Park today and I'm on Redwood Lake, and I just fancy a bit of a session on the waggler. Okay, it's something I don't do much of and I really need to get more into it because it's a fantastic way of getting past the pole range, not quite as far as bomb or feeder range, and picking off those fish that are a little bit shy, a little bit coy. And now that the weather's turning slightly into autumn, it's a great way of just catching those fish because they can be anywhere in the water column. And if you've got a waggler on, you can change the depths dead quick and hopefully keep those bites coming. The bait of choice today as well is casters, okay, but I'm not fishing this just straight on the hook. I'm going to actually fish it on a band, so I'm going to show you that right now. So by far the easiest method is just use your banding tool. Get him into the shade there, look, just band him on and happy days. He's not going to bust, he's not going to break. And if you miss a bite, 9 times out of 10 they stay fully intact as well, so you don't have to bring it in and change your hook bait. So there we go, cast right past that feed area, draw it back in, and there we go. Now there's lots of different ideas and ways of, a lot of people will physically sink the line, a lot of people will just leave it on the surface. I'm not entirely sure which way works best, to be fair. I was always taught to sink the line so it won't drift in the wind and stuff like that. And we've got a little bit of chop and toe in the water now, but that float seems to be staying exactly where I want it, which is good. As I said before, when I plumbed it up just using a big shot on the hook, so I've got a rough idea of the depth, and what I'm doing is that I'm not fishing on the deck immediately either. I just want to see what's mid-water really. I just want to see, because there's been a few fish coming up and intercepting that bait as it's hitting the water, so there's a few really shallow. When you're casting this waggler out as well, just feather the line so it kicks that hook bait past your float and everything lands in a nice long line. The last thing you want is it landing in a massive heap. Just had a bite then. So we'll feed again. It's just a matter of getting that feeding pattern right as well. It's generally it's best to feed and then cast. And then it gives your hook bait chance to fall through the water with the rest of the free offerings really. So ooh, straight on then, straight on. It was literally as soon as it hit the deck, got a fish on. Oh yeah, nice little chublet. Perfect, so there's a few there, that's a good sign. Lovely, lovely jubbly. And as you can see, we've just had that little chublet out and there's not a mark on that caster, look, and that's with a fish on. That's unreal. It just goes to show with the right method they are quite a resilient bait, because before, if that had been hooked on properly like you would traditionally fish a caster, it's you'd have been changing your bait, which just wastes a bit of time. So but it's a good sign there that there's a few there. And again, it's one of those methods where you're going to catch everything in your peg really, because you're not being massively selective with the caster. You'll get a bit of everything. And again, as we're moving into autumn and the colder weather, it's worth trying these like different things. Just doing something different to everybody else could just work for you. These are right there now. As soon as it hits the water, no messing. Nice little chublet. Beautiful. Oh, there we go. fish in it. Skimmer. So it looks like they've come up in the water as well now. The skimmers have come up. So there we go. Really a bad little fish, 6 or 8 ounces. So good steady weight builder. And again, not even a slight bit of damage on that caster. So it's get it in a band if you can. That is, it's a better way of fishing without a doubt. Feed again and then cast. When you're fishing on the waggler as well, you'll notice I'm casting past my feed area, basically, so I can cast out and then draw my hook bait back into where the rest of that loose feed is going. It just gives them a bit more confidence, and sometimes it's worth as well just hanging off the back of that feed area, as the more wary fish tend to hang around just past where you're feeding. They'll kind of rush in, grab a couple, and then go back out of range as you're looking at it. But again, this is the advantage of fishing a waggler, because you can go past pole range dead easy and set up a new swim really, really quickly. Provided you've got the space to do it, it's well worth doing it. It's a brilliant option. And as I say, if you use a fully loaded one or like a pellet waggler type thing, you can change the depths just dead easy without having to faff moving shot around and stuff like that. But with the float I've got on now, because initially I was going to start fishing on the deck, but after I started feeding, a lot of fish just came straight in and came straight up in the water. So kind of fishing at 3 foot deep, I think, at the moment. That's in about 6 foot of water, so you see, with it towing like that now, it might work just burying that line a little bit as well. Oh no, straight in, look. And there we go. I've come right up in water. Oh, we got this time. Oh, a nice hide, nice hide. Lovely jubbler. There we go. That's what we want, innit? Lovely fish. I have a cast and not feed. Just say. Oh, straight in there, look. Straight in. This is definitely a better fish as well. And that was without feeding that cast as well, so it's worth experimenting, you know, just always worth experimenting. This feels like a good fish as well. It does feel like a good fish. Lovely. Oh, yeah. Douchebag spooked him then, didn't I? put too much on him, just to make sure we get him in. There we go. I think he's done now, isn't he? Whoa, there we go. It's one big old chunky, proper chunky fish, this one. Cracking top lip, perfect. Whoa, and there we go. An angry F1, absolutely perfect. And again, it just goes to show me what have we had on this line now. Got the skimmers, the eyed, carp. It's yeah, there's a few fish milling around now, and that one came on the cast when I didn't actually feed, so yeah, it's worth just experimenting really. Oh. I hit that thinking it was another carp. Ah, dear me, that's brilliant. I love it. Absolutely love it. Tiny little roach, banging top lip, hooked perfectly. That's where you'll want them. So, not entirely sure what's in swim now, to be fair, but it looks like a little bit of everything. So, which is good. It's what we want, isn't it? Another little one in the net. Chublet this time again. There we go. In again. I think it's another chublet, I think. Huh? Yeah. Another beauty little chublet. So there's a fair few out there now, isn't there? They're having a bit of a frenzy. So that didn't even go under. That didn't even come back up, did it? It just hit straight away and went under. Mega. Another chub. Love it. Love it. Something tells me this ain't a chub. Don't you dare go in there. Don't you dare. Don't believe it. You're not going to believe what this fish is. Oh my days. Right. Now, bearing in mind, we're fishing in about 6 foot of water, and I'm fishing probably 2 foot deep. We've only gone and caught a barbel. A barbel. Shallow. Right then, folks. So, bit of a nightmare. The main camera that I've been shooting the footage with is full. It's basically, I can't get anything on the memory card, but I don't know when it stopped recording. So whatever you're about to see is basically cobbled from the waggler session that I've just filmed. And to be fair, it's been a proper good little session. I didn't really get to show you what I was hoping to achieve, which was bringing in the silvers and catching them on the deck, because the fish, as soon as I fed anything, they were just coming straight up in the water. So I've ended up fishing about 2.5 foot in 6 foot of water. But we've had a proper good little run of fish, and a good mixed bag as well, just fishing caster on a band. And it has just been really, really good fun. We've had plenty of chublets out, we've had a nice big eyed, some quality silvers coming out, even some bream shallow. We had that nice carp out, which was proper good fun on the lighter tackle. And that last fish, which I think I captured on the other camera, was a barbel in 2.5 foot of water. Never known that before. So yeah, that took me by surprise, and that was the fish I was going to finish on, because the weather's taking a turn for the worst, and it's time to get packed up. But I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't, give it a thumbs down, and I'll try harder on the next one. Leave a comment as well, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And for now, tight lines and take it easy. Cheers.